I suddenly remember reading this article by a prominent lady author uh, about some 40 years back about dowry system, and it stayed with me, not loudly but deeply. Soon after, a conversation in my own family happened, and dowry is our right, somebody said in my family, because they were the boy's parents. The room felt very heavy then, not angry, just heavy for me, because love was there, but so was a belief that didn't feel right. Inside me, something was asking, shaking, and a quiet question rose within. Can something be tradition and still be unfair? Can love exist without dignity? That day I didn't shout, I didn't fight, but I chose something powerful. I chose to not agree silently. So I didn't know uh, that I was fighting for these values, but my values, my value at that time, obviously, was dignity, and of course, dignity doesn't come with freedom, so that was my second value. But I didn't know that along with that, joy also existed. I knew it after so many years, about 20 years after. Dignity, I realized no relationship should begin with a price. Respect cannot be bought or demanded. I didn't know about joy then, but joy is not in taking, but giving freely with love, and that cannot happen without dignity. Freedom I knew, because it is hard to find when one is a daughter, and when it comes to a son, both walk into a marriage without burden. That moment, that day, changed something in me. Boldness is not always loud. Sometimes it is standing gently but firmly, but what is right. So that one moment made me see something bigger. If we want a calmer, cleaner, kinder world, it begins with fair choices, respectful systems, and value-based thinking. I have named that as green wealth. Whatever money I earn, that will be green wealth based on these three: fair choices, respectful systems, and value based thinking. But human dignity and sustainable values also follows. It is not just money alone. So think for a moment, what is one belief around you that does not feel right? Will you stay silent or shift it gently? Change does not start outside, it starts in just one quiet moment when you choose dignity over comfort. So, after 40 years of journey, I have come to a situation when I am still asking those questions. Do you stay bold? Do you say yes always? Or what it is? So, that day I realized I was not there to just go alone. I chose to stand quietly for what felt right, not just be available to beliefs around me. In that moment, I saw saying yes just to keep peace would mean saying no to my values. Staying silent was heavier than speaking. My silence was draining me more than my truth ever could. That day, it wasn't about time. I was about what I was allowing to take space in my mind and heart. So, are you strong but still stuck? I had been handling such conversation before, but this time I chose to shift something within me. So, why does no feel uncomfortable? Yes, it was uncomfortable then, but I learned that discomfort is the beginning of dignity. Are you overgiving in those situations whenever you are trying to help? Keeping everyone happy should not come at the cost of what is right. So, if you are wondering if your boldness is misdirected, then I would say that day I didn't try to prove anyone wrong. I focused on being true to what I believe is right. I stopped agreeing silently, and that changed everything. Choosing dignity gave me peace, and peace protected my energy. I would say it doesn't come as a cheaper price. You should keep that in mind. But yes, peace of mind and right, being right, okay, dignified in my own eyes came to me that day. That small moment was the beginning of living my values fully. I learned growth is not loud action, sometimes it is quiet shift inside. So, who benefits from your yes or my yes? Blind agreement benefits systems, but courage benefits change. That moment aligned me with something bigger, a life based on dignity, not convenience. Boldness that day was simply not agreeing, it was not a rebellion. For the first time, I stood not against someone but for myself. Both are not the same. And I realized saying no to wrong is saying yes to what truly matters. That moment built a foundation for the kind of life and values I want to stand for. Silence was draining me, clarity gave me strength. That day, bold step was simple, not agreeing silently. So, that one moment was not just about dowry, it became about dignity, joy, freedom. Boldness is not always loud, sometimes it is a quiet no that challenges your entire life. So, if you want to know it conceptually, let us begin with this video of mine.
All right, let's talk about something that I think is really going to hit home for a lot of you. It's this idea of the architecture of purposeful boldness. And look, this isn't about grinding harder, not at all. It's about rethinking, completely redesigning where all that strength and energy you have is actually going. To kick things off, I've got a few questions for you. Just see if any of these feel familiar.
Okay, first one. Are you actually being bold? Making real, intentional choices? Or are you just kind of available, reacting to whatever emails pop up, whatever requests get thrown your way? Just let that sink in for a second. It sounds like a small difference, right? But trust me, it's everything. All right, how about this one? Are you genuinely growing, like learning new things, moving forward on your own path? Or are you just busy? You know that feeling? Your calendar is packed, you're running around all day, but is it actually progress? Or is it just motion?
And the last one, I wonder if this will sound familiar. You know you're strong, you know you're capable, but somehow you still feel stuck, right? Like your wheels are spinning.
If any of those questions, even just one, made you pause and go, then you are in exactly the right place today. See, all those questions, they point to this really common trap. I call it the busy versus bold trap. It's that feeling when you mistake all that frantic motion for real, meaningful progress. So let's unpack that. Let's really look at what that means.
Okay, so look at this. It really lays out the two paths crystal clear. On one side, you've got just doing. This is the default mode for a lot of us, right? And what does it lead to? Constant busyness, that feeling of your energy just leaking away. And worst of all, you're working on other people's goals. But then on the other side, you've got building. And that's a whole different story. That leads to actual growth, your energy feels protected, and you're finally working towards your goals.
And this is so, so important. The problem here isn't that you're not strong enough or that you're not trying hard enough. No way. The real question is all that boldness just misdirected? Are you putting all that amazing power and energy into things that, when you're being honest, aren't actually building the life you want?
And you know, for so many people, this misdirection comes from one simple, tiny word. It's the hidden cost of saying yes. So let's talk about the super high price we all pay for that automatic, people-pleasing yes.
I mean, really think about it. Why is yes our default setting? Why does saying no feel so heavy, so uncomfortable? We avoid it because we don't want to let people down, right? Or we're scared of conflict. Or maybe we've got a bit of FOMO. But ducking that one little word, well, it has some really serious consequences.
So when you say that automatic yes, just take a beat and ask yourself who really benefits. Is it you? Is it moving you closer to your big goals? Or is it just serving someone else's agenda? If we're being totally honest with ourselves, we know the answer is usually the second one.
And all of those yeses lead to something I call energy leaks. The best way to think about them is like 1,000 tiny paper cuts on your focus and your motivation. Each little yes is a small, daily drain on your time and your energy, going toward things that just aren't aligned with what's actually important to you.
So here's the real gut check question. At the end of the day, do you feel accomplished or just completely exhausted? If you're feeling drained more often than not, there's a really good chance your energy is leaking out, drip by drip, every single day. Okay, so what's the fix? What do we do about this? Well, this is where we totally flip the script. Because what if our whole idea of what it means to be bold is just wrong? It's time to talk about something that might sound counterintuitive: the power of the pause. No, seriously, just think about this for a second. What if the boldest thing you could possibly do today isn't to start another project or take on another task, but to actually stop doing something? To intentionally, purposefully put a halt to the things that are draining you.
This right here is the new definition of boldness we're talking about. It's not just about charging ahead. It's about having the courage, the guts, to stop what's pulling you down. That act of cutting away what's holding you back, that is a massive act of strength.
And this completely reframes how you see your energy, right? It's not this infinite well you can just keep dipping into. It's a finite, incredibly valuable resource that needs to be protected. So are you actively guarding it, or are you just leaving the front door wide open for anyone to come in and take a piece?
So really, it all boils down to this. True, purposeful boldness is about protecting your number one asset, your time. It's about deliberately, consciously aligning that time and all the focus and energy that comes with it, with the goals that actually matter to you.
Okay, that all sounds great, but how do we actually do it, right? Well, in this last section, we're gonna get super practical. I'm gonna lay out a simple framework for making this change. This is where we go from just understanding the problem to actually building, architecting your own boldness.
It's a really straightforward 4-step process. Step 1, identify the leaks. This is where you get brutally honest and figure out where your energy is really going. Step 2, align with goals. Before you say yes to anything, you pause and ask, does this serve me? Step 3, practice the no. You have to get comfortable with that discomfort and really dig into why it feels so hard. And finally, step 4, take one bold step. You just decide on your very first intentional move.
Because at the end of the day, this is what's really at stake here. Every single time you say yes when you should say no, every little energy leak, that's time and power being stolen directly from your own dreams. It makes you wonder, right? Why are your most important dreams being put on hold? Think about it. You're brave for so many other people, all the time. For your family, your team, your friends. This is just a little reminder to turn some of that incredible courage inward. It's time to be brave for yourself, for your own future, for your own peace of mind.
And just to be super clear, I'm not talking about some huge, dramatic, life-changing move you have to make tomorrow. Not at all. Your very first bold step doesn't have to be big. It just needs to be intentional. And it has to be 100% for you.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final question. And don't think about next week or even tomorrow. What is one small, bold step you can take today, right now, to start protecting your energy and pointing your actions toward your own purpose? Whatever your answer is, that's the first brick. That's how you start building.
I conduct a session at 3:30 every Sunday. It is just a call till somebody wishes to be one-to-one with me. So you can join that call and you can ask for the time for one-to-one maybe. It is a group call otherwise. So every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. I'd like you to come with your question so that we can have clarity. It is a free session, so you can come and please join my WhatsApp group as well if you think that it is worthwhile to spend some time in this community. Thank you.